Hi there, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. So this is finally part 4 of the art supplies collection series. There will be another part in the future, but if you are only interested in coloring pencils, this is going to be the last part. Today's video is all about Caran D'ache and Derwent products. And yep, this is my cat. He's going to assist me today as well, and by that I mean sabotaging. So let's get to my weird filming table. The first product from Derwent I bought for myself was the Color Soft. Please don't mind the other tin, I just needed some place to store them. Besides the standard 12 color set, I bought some additional pencils which I think were interesting and they were on sale. In the 12 set you will have some green and blue colors, but I just keep all the earthy tones in one casing. And luckily I just got a few to try it out and not the full set, which comes with 72 colors. I'm not saying that they are bad pencils. The quality is good, they are artist grade, have good Lightfast rating. They are not cheap though, but you get big sturdy pencils for that price. And if I have used them more, I would not probably think that they are overpriced. When I bought these, I was hoping that they would perform like polychromos, but with softer core. But for my surprise, nope, they are totally different. These are wax-based and polys are oil-based. But I did not know at that time that wax-based pencils are not meant to be layered a lot. They also feel different than Prisma, at least for me and at least on textured paper. Some colors feel dry and scratchy. The lead feel chalky soft and not waxy soft like Prisma. Layering, I would say they perform pretty much the same. And I think people who like Prismacolors would also like these, but if you are a hardcore oil-based pencils fan like me, skip this, buy Derwent Lightfast or Derwent Drawing instead. Speaking of the Derwent Drawing, they are wax-based pencils as well, but the formulation is kind of unique. There are 4 sets in my collection which have really unique formulation. The Prismacolors with highest wax content, polys with highest oil content, the Luminance, and this one. If you know your pencils well, even with a blindfold, you're going to guess correctly which pencil is which. I like the drawing so much I had to get the full set, which only contains 24 colors after trying out the 12 color set. They are expensive, almost expensive like the Lightfast, but it is very worth it. It does not matter if you like oil-based pencils or wax-based. I think these pencils are made to suit everyone's needs. I haven't seen any bad reviews about the Derwent Drawing so far. The biggest downside is that the color range is limited, so you might have some troubles to mix colors when using reference photos with bright colors. Overall, these are lovely pencils. If you have watched my first impression video, you know that this is my number 1 when it comes to wax-based pencils so far. They perform pretty well on almost every type of paper, whether it's textured or not. The lead does not wear down super fast like I expect them to, and that is thanks to the bigger core and the pigmentation, so you don't have to use a lot of the lead. But you might find them the other way around if you are someone who always work with super sharpened pencils or do a lot of burnishing work. I don't, so they are fine for me. And honestly, the Luminance wear down much quicker in comparison to the drawing. About the consistency, they feel creamy and velvety, but in the 24 set, some pencils have a little bit harder core than the others. They are super opaque, you can mix the colors together to create new ones, but keep in mind that they are muted though. When I combine these with oil-based pencils, I always make sure to use these or wax-based pencils in general as the last layer on top because I want the intense color, but I don't want to limit my layering by using them too soon in my process. I had great fun drawing this, but because I have to layer several colors, it took me a while to finish it. And just a little reminder, This is a set which I'm going to review when the channel hits 500 subs, and I hope that they are going to be good and not just look pretty, because Marco is also one of my favorite brands. The Marco Rock Fine was actually my first love, and even though they are hard as a rock, I still love them. So when I tested the drawing, I had a very bright orange background in my reference photo, so I had to change the colors a bit because of the muted palette, but in my opinion, it turned out pretty okay. The last Derwent's product is the Derwent Lightfast, also a very good one from the brand. I haven't seen any bad reviews about these pencils, and if people have complained about the hardness of the police lead before, they are not going to do it with the Derwent Lightfast because the lead is way softer. I would say comfortable soft for wax-based pencil users and very soft for oil-based pencil users. They are mostly oil-based, so layering is great. Blending, honestly, I can tell because I don't try to blend my oil-based pencils. The lead is so soft, and on textured paper, they wear down pretty fast. I used a green on my cold pressed watercolor paper in one painting, and it's really hurt my pocket to see the lead disappear so fast. They are great pencils, but I'm not sure if I like to extend my collection or not because they are so expensive. Maybe if the color is unique. I'm not going to buy the whole set for sure. I bought some pencils to try it out, and they are meant to be an extension of my Luminance. At the time I bought this Luminance only have 76 colors in a full set instead of 100, and because they have pretty much same pigmentation, I like to combine them. Next is everyone's favorite, the Caran D'ache Luminance. I love them, but I don't grab for them often. First, they are too pretty. Second, they are too expensive. Third, they are more towards wax-based pencils. And that's the main reason why I don't buy the new Luminance colors. I just buy Lightfast instead because they are more suited for my style. Am I going to replace the Luminance? Probably not every color, maybe just the muted ones. For now, I will look for the same color in the Lightfast set or the Pablo, because honestly I like the Pablo more and they are less expensive. The review on Pablo are quite mixed. Some say that they are wax-based, some say that they are oil-based. I don't really care because they perform like an oil-based pencils for me, and I have no issues when it comes to layering. If I have to recommend a set between those two to an oil-based pencil user, I would say go for the Pablo instead of the Luminance. The Luminance are great on its own, but I would not recommend them to anyone who like to have Prismacolors and Polys combined, because that's clearly the Derwent Drawing. Blendability and softness of Prisma and layering ability as good as Polys. Luminance are for me the more expensive, more lightfast, sturdy version of Prisma. One thing I really love about the Luminance is the color range. I think out of all pencil sets that I own, I love the Luminance color range the most. And 76 colors are also enough for me. You also have some muted ones, like the Derwent Drawing, and also some pastel colors as well. I have always wanted to try it out Holbein, but I can get them open stock, and the price for the set is somewhere between ridiculous and insanity, so Luminance is still a better option for me. Another artist grade pencil set from Caran D'ache I have in my collection is the Museum Aquarelle. I was so sure that they are going to be great, so I went all in with a full set, and I did not regret it. The pigmentation is crazy. I think the only set which comes close pigmentation wise would be the Derwent Intense, but with Derwent it's sometimes a hit or miss for me, so I did not buy them. Supracolors Soft and Arbeit Dürer are nice, but I still gravitate towards the Museum Aquarelle more. They have good size and it's comfortable to hold them. And since the pigmentation is so good, you're not going to use up a lot of colors, and they have very high lightfast rating. Again, only 76 colors, but you can mix new colors very easily in comparison to traditional coloring pencils since they are water soluble. If you want to use them dry, go for it, but they are more fun to use in the way that they are designed for. And last we have this very old antique box. As you can see, it has a lot of history and scratches. I got this in an eBay auction, so if you're watching this, thank you so much eBay seller. I've been taking very good care of it by not using this at all. So this box contains 80 colors of Supracolor soft, which you can see in the first row, and they are water soluble, and also 80 Pablo pencils, which are non-water soluble in the second row. They are not super high-end like the Luminance and Museum Aquarelle, but they are artist grade and have good Lightfast rating. Since they come in the same range of colors, I only swatched one set, which you can see later. Here are the swatches of all sets. Here you have the Caran D'ache Luminance. They are more pigmented than the Supracolor Soft. And as you can tell by the name, the core of the Supracolor Soft is soft. You can use them dry or wet. The lead of the Pablo is somewhere between the Lightfast and the Polychromos. So if polys are too hard and Lightfast wear down too fast for you, maybe you like to try out the Pablo. In case that you don't want to spend a lot of money, because all the sets mentioned in today's video are artist grade, so they are more expensive. And let's say you're interested in the Pablo, you can just get the Koh-i-Noor Polycolor to try out instead. They feel pretty much the same. Here's the Derwent Color Soft, and I must say that I don't like them on this Canson sketch paper at all, which I normally use for my oil-based coloring pencils, because in my opinion, all of my wax-based coloring pencils perform better on smoother paper than on textured paper. But for oil-based pencils, like the Derwent Lightfast and the polys, this paper is just fine and is not super expensive. I guess I still have to stick around with Derwent Lightfast somehow, because polys and other alternatives are way less expensive, but some colors I can only find in the Derwent Lightfast set. So that's it for today's video. Subscribe for more content like this, and since I'm into art assembly lately, I will give you some footage in the end.